Anybody got the time? I don't, because my watch battery's dead. My Nixon Quatro is a really great watch, and the battery has finally gone dead on it. So it's time to put a new one in. And we're going to find out how difficult that is today. First thing you're going to do is just pull off your back, unscrew your 4 screws, pull off your back. The battery that we used here was the 377. And then your steps, you know, you're gonna pry off and pull out this plastic shroud, and then you're gonna really just carefully just back this screw out. Don't take it all the way out, and that's gonna release this arm here. Back that little screw out right here. He's a flathead. Don't take him all the way out, because I just spent a good 5 minutes trying to get it back in. Just enough to loosen up this arm here, and then this battery will just flip out. Then when you put the new battery in, remember that down below the shroud there's another little piece of plastic there that kind of holds the battery in on the bottom. So you kind of have to put the battery in at an angle, or you can even come in this way with the battery. If you come in this way, I think you're going to have better luck. And then once you're all done, replace your shroud, tighten down that screw. That arm should kind of fit flush on there with the battery. And this little lip right here also sits over top of the battery too on this side. So make sure you take note of that when you do it yourself. And then you're ready to put it back together, wear it, and tell people what time it is when their cell phone battery dies. Thanks again for watching, guys. Good luck. I've got a few tools here to change out the battery. First thing, I have new batteries, 377 size watch battery. I think that that's universal for a few of the Nixon watches. I don't want to speak out of term here and say which watches, but I know for sure for the Quatro. So the next thing that I have here is a little tiny things toolkit that I picked up at a local hardware store, and it's got like tweezers in here, little tiny screwdrivers, all kinds of little things, little plastic mover things for pieces that might be too small to get with your fingers. And I also have another really handy dandy little miniature screwdriver here that I picked up a while back from like freeeyeglasses.com or someplace like that. Feel free to click subscribe down below. Give me a thumbs up if this helps you out. Thumbs down if you try it and you break your watch. In order to make this a little bit easier, you could probably knock a pin out somewhere and pull your watch band out and open. I'm not going to go through that hassle, so I'm just going to go ahead right here and unscrew these 4 little screws. There's the first one. And whatever you guys do, make sure you don't lose these screws. If you do, Nixon's pretty good with their customer service. If you go to their website, they might ship you a new one. Or they might just tell you to send your whole watch into them, and they'll probably fix it for you and send it back good as new. There goes screw number 2. So there's the 4 screws that held the back plate on here. I'm just going to set those aside. So there's the back plate that I just pulled off. Nixon the Quatro full throttle. I'm just going to set this aside. Here's the inside gizzards, and here's the battery itself right there. I'm going to get a little flathead to pull that screw right there out, right here. I don't know if I mentioned that Nixon's customer service is top-notch. My wife got me this watch for Christmas a few years ago, and I'm really hard on my stuff, and I broke it, and I sent it back to them, and they fixed it. No questions asked, free of charge. And there's that tiny little screw right there. I just got it out. So I just got the screw out, and it's right here on the tip. I don't even know if my camera will focus on that. It's so small. Just be careful that you don't lose that screw right there. That is a really small screw. I've never seen a screw smaller than that, or even that size in my entire life. So now that I've got that done, I'm going to set that aside. I popped a little tiny screw out from back here to loosen up this this little arm here that holds the battery in. Now there is a plastic shroud here that goes around the watch, and that's sitting right next to the battery itself here. So even if this comes loose, I don't know if I'll be able to get the battery out. So I'm going to go ahead and kind of pry this shroud off. It's got little notches around it here, or I can stick something in there and pry it up. And it seems like it's just kind of popping up nice and easily there. Grab my tweezers here and just pull that puppy right off. Now I'm just going to use this really small screwdriver here to kind of pry this arm over a little bit. And pop this watch out, this battery out of there. And there it goes. There's the battery. Finally got it. Whew, that guy was stubborn. So here's the spot where it goes. New battery, old battery, new battery. Same size. We're just gonna I'm gonna try to fidget this back in here now. And at this point with the Quattro, you guys, I'm not gonna lie, I'm really wishing that I had taken, the band apart here so I'd have full unfettered access to the watch insides. Alright, and that actually wasn't so bad. There's a little tiny plastic piece, like the same color as this white shroud, right on the back side here, that kind of made it difficult to pop it back in there. But as soon as I saw that, this battery just slid right in. I'll tell you what, I'm actually going to pop this shroud back on first here. The watch is ticking. That's a good thing. So I would say if you're going to do this yourself, maybe don't take out this really teeny tiny screw right here. This guy, don't take that guy out. Leave that guy in there. I'm having a really hard time getting him back in. This little screw that goes back inside this hole here, I would say just back it out slowly and don't take it all the way. I'm going to continue working here on this and trying to get this back in here, and you guys now have learned how to change the battery in your Nixon Quatro. Good luck. And I would say on this, when I pulled this out, it didn't seem like it was in there real tight, so I am just going to let it, I don't want to over tighten it. I'm just going to, I've got it stopped right there. I'm going to give it a little twist, just a teeny tiny guy to tighten it, just a smidgen, and that's it. I'm going to leave it right like that. So I've got that done. We are all back in order. Ticking time bomb right here. I'm going to go ahead and put the back on and fill in those little tiny screws here on the four corners. That should just be cake after that walk in the woods. So there you have it, guys. Really simple, easy way to change out your watch battery. I don't have any promotions. I'm not affiliated with any of these products, places, websites.